Is your WordPress site completely invisible to Google and AI chatbots like Gemini and ChatGPT? It could be because of 3 hidden SEO growth killers, starting with the Discourage search engines box that are silently blocking 100% of your traffic and destroying your SEO and Generative Engine Optimization potential. That's just the first of 14 distinct optimization points every WordPress SEO beginner needs. And in this video, I'm covering the full step-by-step WordPress SEO for Beginners checklist so you can instantly fix these core mistakes, ensuring your content is indexed and ready to rank in Google and appear in AI overviews before the end of the week. Hi, I'm Toby Danilchuk with 39 Celsius Web Marketing Consulting. After 15 years working on WordPress SEO, I know small business owners don't have time for complicated tech talk. You just saw how a single unchecked box kills visibility. That's why I've simplified everything into a 3-phase tutorial on WordPress SEO for beginners. We're going to break down every critical setting from foundational setup to advanced technical fixes to ensure that your site not only improves its SEO rankings in traditional search, but is also fully prepared for geo. If this checklist helps you, please hit that like button and subscribe. Also, in the description of all my videos, I include additional SEO resources with links to my complete SEO video series, so be sure to check that out if you want to go deeper into SEO. So let's stop worrying about why Google can't find you and start building a website that works. Let's get into phase 1, the critical foundation and why SEO matters. First, what is SEO? SEO stands for Search Engine Optimization. It's a strategy to increase website visibility and attract visitors by ranking higher in search results. Pretty straightforward so far. It has changed a little bit with the addition of chatbots like Gemini and ChatGPT, but here's the thing with SEO. It's the foundation for growing your exposure in traditional search results. And it is the foundation for improving your rankings with AI chatbots. So SEO still matters in the era of Generative Engine Optimization, or GEO, because without good traditional SEO rankings, you're far less likely to rank well in AI chat. The WordPress advantage. Even if you're not using WordPress, my recommendations here will still apply. WordPress is built with clean code, providing a solid SEO foundation, but additional optimization is needed to maximize the visibility and your website's SEO. Step 1, critical foundational setup. This phase addresses simple settings that can catastrophically hurt rankings if ignored. This is easily overlooked and all too common. First, check site visibility settings. This is the #1 mistake. Ensure the discourage search engines from indexing this site box is unchecked after launch. This can be easily located under settings, then under reading. I can't tell you how many times I've seen this with a new WordPress site. It launches and it's just crickets, nothing. Cannot find any pages on Google. So don't miss that checkbox because Google will never index your site with it checked. Next, set SEO-friendly permalinks, URL structure. The ideal structure is simple, usually ending with the post name. For example, like this. I typically don't include dates in the URL structure because if your article is evergreen, it can stop people from clicking the result or prevent them from visiting the page if they believe it's outdated based on the date that you put in the URL. And with this post structure of post name, you can include keywords in the URL. Keywords show in the URL of a WordPress post based on what you name the page, like this. Keywords in the URL aren't necessarily a strong ranking signal, but they help the click-through rate of a post, which can have some impact on improving a page's ranking because when a searcher is looking at the search results, they see keywords that resonate with them, and that improves the likelihood they'll click through to your listing. So change this in settings and then permalinks to post name upon starting a new site. Now here's a critical warning. Do not ever change permalinks on an established site that is running, for example, over 6 months if you can avoid it, as it will erase most of the SEO equity your website pages have built up to that point. And this goes for not changing any established page URL ever. If you have a page that has been live for longer than a few months or has significant traffic, from an SEO perspective, never change the URL. I have ranking pages on my own site that are 15 years old and they still rank on the first page of Google. The content gets updated regularly, often once a year, but the URL has never changed. So what happens if you change the URL is that you wipe out all the SEO equity you've built up. Basically, that page with a new URL is now a brand new page that Google knows nothing about. Now, if you're in a situation where you must update the permalinks or change the URL of a page or a post or your entire site, and your site's been up longer than 6 months and the pages are established, then you need to set up what is called a 301 redirect, or you risk losing existing SEO ranking and social shares. And implications are further reaching than just SEO in Google. Your Generative Engine Optimization, or GEO, can suffer too, because first page rankings positively influence exposure in chatbots. A 301 redirect is a setting that tells Google, hey, my content is no longer at this old address, it's at this new address. So when you use a 301 redirect, you transfer most of that SEO equity a page is built up over time. There are plugins you can use to do 301 redirects, or reach out to your web host and they can probably help you. But just remember, changing the URL of any page is never a good move from an SEO perspective. And avoid using dates in the URLs, as it automatically dates your content, which can lead users to prefer newer posts. Next, we need to decide if you want your site to show up with www or non-dub. Choose one version with or without www for your site and stick to it consistently, as search engines view them as two different websites. And neither approach is better than the other. You should also make sure that any page version that does not have your preferred www or non-dub redirects automatically to your preferred version. For example, if your preferred version of all your pages is www, then make sure that any page without the www redirects to the www version. Many hosts will configure this for you, so reach out to them if yours isn't redirecting correctly. Essential tools and verification. Install an SEO plugin. Use a powerful all-in-one plugin like Yoast SEO to manage titles, meta descriptions, and sitemap. Here's an example of a blog post on my website: the SEO title, the post URL, and the meta description. Now you'll notice the tab that has a frown face. I haven't entered a focus key phrase, so it doesn't know how to score the page. But honestly, I've never paid attention to that feature. It has no bearing on how Google ranks a page. As you can see from this post, I have the frowny face in Yoast, but it is ranking #1 in the traditional organic listings and is the first citation for the AI overviews. So for our purposes, what's really necessary is a general guideline. Use the same keyword in the title tag, meta description, and the post or page name, and you should be in good shape. Google has stated it doesn't use these elements as ranking signals, but it can still influence a searcher who sees your post in a list on a Google search results page. There are other plugins out there beyond Yoast. I've been using Yoast for 15 years, and that's my recommendation. I've used Rank Math before as well, but Yoast is the most widely used and adopted for WordPress websites, and the one I prefer today. Just remember, using an SEO plugin in and of itself is not going to magically improve your rankings by the mere fact that it's installed on your WordPress website. I would also recommend using only one major SEO plugin to avoid any conflicts. Generate an XML sitemap. An XML file lists every page on your site, helping search engines find content quickly. If you're using Yoast or another SEO plugin, the XML sitemap is likely automatically created. If you're using Yoast, you'll find the XML sitemap setting under Settings near the bottom. This is what a sitemap looks like. You'll see I have several, one for pages, one for posts, then categories, and then by author. And this is what my post XML sitemap looks like when I click through to it. See how it lists every blog post? So when you create a post, it will be added to the sitemap automatically, and this makes it easy for Google to find your content. Connect Google Search Console. So how does Google know about your XML sitemap? You have to submit it to Google Search Console, as you can see here. If you're a new website, this is critical to help Google find and index your website's content. Plus, there are many other benefits to setting up Google Search Console. You can see how Google views your site, find actual search terms people are using to find your website's content, and monitor technical errors. So for a deeper dive into using Google Search Console to improve your SEO, check the video description for a post I created titled Top 4 Easy Ways to Use Google Search Console to Improve Your SEO. Optimizing content and on-page SEO. Keyword research. The goal here is to discover the exact words and phrases users type into search engines in your industry. This helps you target the right topics to develop on your website. Keyword research doesn't have to be difficult. Here's how to do this free, quickly, and with just Google searches. First, just Google your products or services. Who is ranking organically? Click through to each page and then look at the source code by right-clicking on the page and clicking on View Page Source. Once that is open, look for the title tag near the top of the source code, which you can do by a Control F on your keyboard and type title. And the title tag should show up. What keywords are they using? Next, go back to the Google search results you did earlier and look for a section titled People Also Ask and People Also Search For. These areas in a Google search results page are gold. Google is telling you exactly what people are searching for. This alone could be enough to help you identify unlimited keywords. Use these keywords to create new content or modify existing content to align with the keyword research that you just did. Next, optimize your existing blog posts. For every post, optimize the following elements using your SEO plugin. The title tag, make it click-worthy, not clickbait, and include your primary keyword. Likely 60 characters is probably long enough. The title tag appears directly in the search results like this. For title tags, add the keyword and a couple of features and benefits. Next is optimizing the meta description. The meta description is a brief snippet that supports the title and entices the user to click in the search results. It's longer, you likely have 150 characters or more for this. Here's where you want to elaborate on the title tag, still using the same keyword, and now include more details and a strong call to action. The whole goal of the meta description is to encourage the click, so write it well with a strong call to action along with features and benefits. Here's a few examples. Next is structuring your on-page content to make it easier for Google and AI chatbots to understand your content and how different sections relate to each other within the post or page. And part of the way you do this is by using header tags. Each post or page should have only one H1 tag, and that tag should use the same keyword as your title and meta description. There should be only one H1 again. Then use H2, H3 tags to build out the rest of the content. You can have multiple H2, H3 tags. So for example, on this blog post, I have an H2, then within that section there are H3 and H4 tags. This tells chatbots and Google that the content in these sections is related to the H2. So use headings to create clear structure for your content, improving readability and helping Google understand the topics. Content quality. Avoid keyword stuffing or excessive repetition of keywords. Focus on creating high quality content that satisfies user intent. Write naturally and for your target audience. And here's where AI chat can help you. I recommend Gemini for AI chat writing. Create a Gemini Gem, a custom-built, reusable AI assistant you can save and reuse. It is a personalized expert chatbot for a specific task or topic. It remembers instructions and context for repeated use. So create a Gemini Gem that describes your customer and then use that gem to help you write, taking all the details into account. Okay, next is using WordPress categories and tags, which are another way to organize your content so that Google and chatbots can better understand your website. Categories are broad groups like chapters in a book. So for example, I have a category for SEO, then a category below that titled local SEO. These categories are not only helpful for building topical authority, but also for people. So if someone wants to read all about SEO, they can go to just that category. Then on your blog page, you can list all your categories so people can click through to read more posts in each one. For a deeper understanding of WordPress categories, I have a related post titled How to Use WordPress Categories for Better SEO. Check the video description below for a link to it. Now for tags, unless you have a lot of content, I don't recommend nor do I believe you will need tags. And enabling them can make your site a bit of a mess if you're not careful. Tags allow you to use specific keywords describing individual posts, details to organize your site's content further. For example, within local SEO, I could create a tag for Google Business Profile Optimization, another for on-page local SEO, and another for creating citations, etc. But as I said, tags aren't necessary unless you have a lot of content, and using them can make a mess of your site if you're not careful. Next up, make internal linking a habit. Link from one page on your site to others to boost page views, increase time on site, and distribute link juice, page authority throughout your site. Internal linking is one of the most overlooked yet essential aspects of SEO. Here's an example on my site. I'm linking internally to 2 related posts, or here's an example from a cooking site where we link to many other relevant pages within the site. To consider adding an internal link, always ask, Will this help the reader, and is it related to the current content? If the answer is yes, then add internal links. Ideally, the text that is the link, is also referred to as anchor text, should have the keywords that the article you're linking to is about. Schema markup and rich snippets. Use custom schema. There are several types that you should consider. First is organizational schema. Here's an example of what that looks like. The organizational schema will include elements for your company name, address, phone, hours, and business category, and more details. Then, if you have questions and answers on a page of your website, use FAQ schema for that page. Or if you're a cooking site, use recipe schema like this. You can use online schema generators for this, so you don't have to worry about creating this code yourself. Just Google that and you'll find some that will work. Then paste the code into the head section of the relevant page or pages. There are plugins you can use to inject code in the head sections of a specific page or all pages on your website. Now we move on to technical SEO, speed and security. Site speed is a ranking factor. Google prioritizes faster websites because user experience is critical. Don't use uber cheap hosting. Many people don't understand the importance of hosting, but a web host can offer cheap hosting by putting more and more websites on a single server. And when they do, it slows down your website. Another important consideration for site speed is using a caching plugin to speed up your website, or a service like NitroPack, which optimizes many elements beyond page caching. Your web hosting provider may already have page caching, so check with them about how to improve your website's loading speed. Next, optimize images. Large, unoptimized images slow down your site significantly and hurt your SEO efforts. This is one of those areas that I uncover when auditing a website for SEO purposes, where the developer or the company used gave no thought to image optimization, which is another reason why, if you're redeveloping your website, you should have SEO baked into the process. If this is you, reach out to me to discuss this further. But image optimization is not only about page load times, it's also about increasing image search results as people use Google more. Take a look at this data from Google Search Console. Interest in image search has risen steadily for years, and image search drives clicks too. Here's a small site that I filtered just for clicks and impressions from image search. Google is integrating more and more image search capabilities across its properties and devices. Now, on a phone running Android, you can circle to search. You just circle part of the screen and Google will search for whatever it is in the image. Do not discount image optimization for SEO. To optimize images, you want to compress and resize them to fit the spot on the page you have for them. Don't load a 3,000 pixel wide image in a blog post that is only 800 pixels wide. What happens if you do is the browser will resize the image to fit into the slot before rendering the page, which slows the page loading down. Make sure to use descriptive alt text for all the images to aid search engines and visually impaired users. For a deeper dive into image optimization for SEO, I have a related post titled How to Optimize Images for SEO, a picture-perfect strategy, and a link to that is in the video description below, so be sure to check that out. Security, HTTPS. Ensure your site uses an SSL certificate indicated by a padlock to encrypt the user-server connection. Google wants a secure, encrypted internet. The majority of sites have this now, but I still run across a site every now and then that isn't using secure HTTPS. Using nofollow on external links. That is, links that point to other websites where you own the other site or you have some sort of a paid business relationship with the site you're linking to. If you fail to do this, it could be considered spam by Google and hurt your page's ranking ability. Links are one of the biggest forms of spam for Google. For this purpose, you would use the rel nofollow attribute on external pointing links. Here's an example. Finally, be patient. SEO is a long-term strategy. It's a marathon, not a sprint. Expect significant changes in 3 to 6 months with continuous effort applied. Apply continuous improvements and utilize tools like Google Search Console to monitor progress and find areas for improvement. So, okay, we've covered a lot of ground. If you have more questions on SEO or GEO, leave them in the comments below. Ready to build your SEO or GEO growth plan? Grab your free SEO strategy roadmap session through my calendar link in the video description below. This is your chance to stop stressing about SEO or GEO and secure its future for good. If you found value in the video, please give me a thumbs up and subscribe to our channel. Thanks for spending a few minutes out of your day with me. I'll see you in our next video where we dive deeper into digital marketing.